Hey everybody, welcome back to Content Creator Breakroom. Today we're going to talk about how to stay focused, how not to feel like you're chasing after every trend and every new idea on how to grow a YouTube channel, and how to make sure that chasing trends and chasing growth doesn't backfire and actually cause you to hate your job. And I'm really glad you're here. So I have been a content creator since 2012. I've been a YouTube creator since 2017. And in that time, I've produced over 1,000 videos. I've had almost 7 million views. I have a profitable, actually I have two profitable YouTube channels, and then this one who is still working on it. And over that time, as you can imagine, I have seen approximately 1 billion changes in terms of YouTube and what works and what doesn't. And we need to start with an understanding that most people who set out to be YouTube creators will not be successful. And I am not saying that to discourage you, because quite honestly, the odds of me being a successful YouTuber as someone who started in her 40s, who wasn't a celebrity, who was just talking about things at home and my travels and just trying to really connect with an audience, I was a literal 1 in a million shot, if not even slightly less than that. So I think we do a disservice to ourselves as existing creators and also to new creators if we try to act like anybody can do this. Because although anybody can do this, not anybody who does this will be successful. And in fact, less than 6% of YouTube channels are monetized. Now, of that 6% that are monetized, the percentage within that of those that actually make a living wage are very, very low. So wow, thanks, Captain Encouragement. So when someone reaches out to me, as happened last year, and says, I just lost my job, I really want to be a YouTube creator, but I need a consistent income, so I want you to work with me so I can work really hard and become a successful YouTube creator. You need to understand that on average, it takes 7 to 8 years for someone to achieve a level where YouTube can be their sole source of income. 7 to 8 years. And that's even if it happens. There are plenty of people that it's not like just be on YouTube that long and that will happen. That's just the average of how long it takes. This is the granddaddy of slow growing mediums. You really have, unless you are really, really talented, already really famous, or really, really lucky, the odds of becoming monetized in the first year are very low. So this is why when I go to YouTube and I search for how to grow a YouTube channel 2025. And it is video after video after video after video promising you that if you just do this one trick, that your channel will blow up and you will be monetized and you will be making money and it will be fantastic. I get kind of mad about it because I feel that it is a disservice to make people think that the only thing keeping them from YouTube financial success is that one button that you have turned on that you didn't know you had turned on, or that one button that you had turned off, and if you turn it on, you'll suddenly be successful. Because think about it, and you know this logically. If those videos were telling the truth, way more than 6% of YouTube channels would be monetized, and way more than the whatever it is, 2 or 3% of those that are monetized would be successful in terms of finances. It's just not the truth. Because at the end of the day, my view is a successful YouTube channel is based on 3 things. And when I say successful, I don't just mean monetized, I mean actually monetized and continuing to grow, which is really a hat trick. You have to have a base knowledge of how YouTube works, how SEO works, all of those kinds of things. You have to have some talent on camera. You have to be able to resonate with an audience. Now, I happen to resonate with many people. Other people find me really annoying. You can actually search Jen LaForge annoying and you will find whole groups of people that gather together around the fact that they find me annoying. I'm just happy that they found community because it's rough in those streets. So, you know, good for you. But if you resonate with enough people, that's the next layer. And then there's this third layer, which is really just good old-fashioned good luck and timing, which really no one can guarantee for you. There is no course you can take. There is no video you can watch that can guarantee that last piece. Now, I realize the hypocrisy in me talking about this as someone who is talking to you from a channel devoted to helping YouTube creators, who has an e-course and who does one-on-one consulting. Okay, I get it. I think where the tension lies for me is we have a whole lot of voices talking about how to do this right, And their motive is actually not helping you have a big, successful, healthy YouTube channel. Their motive is for you to watch their videos. And their motive is because they are a monetized channel and they're doing all the things. And I mean, good on them. They're getting the views. But are the things that they're saying actually true? Do they actually work? By and large, the answer is no. So let's look at a few things that YouTube themselves have rolled out just in the last couple of years, starting with the dubbing, which YouTube touted as the next best thing since sliced bread. Everything is going to be amazing because now your channel can get out to a bunch of different languages. Well, sort of. A lot of creators were reporting that they noticed their views go way down when that happened because all of a sudden their very select audience, it was just being thrown about forever. People were reporting they weren't getting views as good as they were before they turned on auto dubbing. I have turned it off for a while now. I think I'm going to try turning it back on, but that's a perfect example of how the heck are you supposed to know? Because YouTube said do it. I did it. I was noticing my reach was not doing as well as it had been. So now I've turned it off to see what happens after some YouTube creator said, hey, you might want to turn it off. So not only is this industry fickle, not only are we dealing with AI and all of that sort of thing, but even the platform itself can't seem to decide how to make us successful. And with all of the money that they've put behind that, think about that for a second. It kind of feels like, do we even have a chance? I would like to say, yes, we do. And here's how we have a chance. Here's how you can sort through all of that noise and figure out what you're supposed to do with your channel. So first off, let all that go. You need to get back to the basics, and I am really talking to existing content creators right now. If you're feeling like your numbers are slipping a little bit, we start to get a little desperate. We start looking everywhere to try to see, is there some trend I'm missing out on? And is my content 3 minutes too long or 4 minutes too short? Are my thumbnails this or this, and this? I think you need to take a breath. This is what I have decided I have to do, and focus on why you started a YouTube channel in the first place. Who is your audience? What are you trying to communicate? What about you creatively aligns with the work that you're doing on YouTube? I'm reading Jay Shetty's How to Think Like a Monk, and he talks a lot in there about that. Is your time, what you're doing with your work time, aligning with what you want from your YouTube channel? And if those things are out of alignment, if you're just constantly chasing after trends and trying to get almost like a get rich quick type of a situation because you want to maximize your earnings and all of those kinds of things, you're going to wear yourself out constantly looking at the next thing instead of staying focused on being true to your own authentic self, what it is you want to create videos about, and the existing audience that you already have. Now, here's where the trick comes in with that, because it's great to focus on your existing audience, but you also have to constantly be growing. I think I said this in the first or second video I did on this channel. The harsh reality is if your channel is not growing, it's actually dying a slow death, and we do always need to be looking for new eyeballs on our content. So I'm not saying ignore all of that noise, but you do need to be very discriminating about who you listen to. Now, I went ahead and searched how to grow a YouTube channel 2025. Keep in mind the screen recording that I'm showing you, this is what the algorithm showed for me. Ironically, even my own videos come up. So I'm not saying that the people that are coming up when I put that in are bad. Some of those people I'm subscribed to, some of them are not. For me, I've chosen about 3 content creators that I really trust. I feel like their motives are good, and I feel like they have access to correct information. It is wild out there. The people that will use a great thumbnail and a splashy headline and get us all to watch their video, and then the content is just not true. It's just not valid. And it is really difficult to sort through all the noise, especially when you go on YouTube, which you should do, by the way. If you're a YouTube creator, I would hope that you're also going on YouTube for other reasons as well. You got to believe in what you're selling, right? when the noise is so splashy and so well prepared, and especially now with AI and all of the things. So we really have to take a step back and decide who we want to listen to. I like watching videos from TubeBuddy. I like vidIQ. I also, of course, like watching videos from YouTube Creator itself. Katie Shackley, I believe is her name, is a creator I really love. There's a few. I'll put my faves. And when a new trend happens, when YouTube unveils something, when there's, the hype feature, for example, or whatever, those are the creators that I go to. So I would encourage you to curate a list of people that you really trust and basically just turn off all the other noise, because it's absurd. I don't know how anybody figures out who to listen to if you just, showed up and you're looking. It would be like, a baby showing up in Times Square. It's just all the way too much. So I want you to really focus on, again, getting back to the basics of why you started your channel. I think that it can be very hard to, day after day, year after year, continue to create content. And there are all these things that we can do. We can focus more also on Instagram. We can do an e-course. We can focus on our website. We can start a podcast. Just because you can do something doesn't mean you should do that thing. And it's very easy to believe that the reason channel numbers aren't where you want them to be is because there's this one thing that you're not doing right. And I just want to encourage you. The problem might be that you have started to be disconnected from your own why. I'm not saying that's it. I'm saying, rather than spending hours trying to find the answer from a technical perspective, maybe spend some time looking at your own creative self. Is the content you're making still reflective of who you are? Or have those things gotten out of alignment a little bit? When I first started YouTube, the content I was making was vastly different than the content I'm making now, not even close. I will say, over the 8 years that I've been on the platform, I have changed. And guess what? You're going to change. You're going to evolve. And some of you are still making the same content because that's what you're comfortable with. But I can tell you that when you start to not be aligned yourself, your audience can feel that through the camera. So before you go looking outward for that one SEO thing or technical thing that's going wrong, consider looking inside. And is this still bringing me joy? Do I need to take a break? Do I need to change it up? Do I need to start taking some creative chances, even with an existing channel and a really great audience? Is it time to start branching out and thinking about what else could I do? Could you fail? Absolutely. I have failed many things that I've started over the years. That is a ridiculous assumption that if you fail, then therefore it was the wrong decision. That's not how it works, you guys. This is a creative endeavor. And the odds of you being successful and continuing to be successful as a YouTube creator are frankly very low. But I like our odds. The odds of me as a 40-something woman who was not famous, who had never done anything like this, who was just yammering to herself in her basement, getting to the level that I'm at now, actually the odds are infinitesimal. I probably have a better chance of winning the Powerball, maybe a little better than that. But the odds were not good. So I don't say it like from a place of, well, good luck out there because the odds are against you. Of course they are. That's the kind of work this is. But if you put in the work, if you show up consistently, and most importantly, if you don't quit, I like your odds. Check out the description box for those creators that I love. Continue to seek out how to do your craft better. And most importantly, stay aligned with who you are, with what you want to communicate, and with your absolutely fantastic audience. Happy creating, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.